Hi everyone. This is another video I'm doing on some of the more advanced functions you'd see in Google Sheets. In this case, we're going to do two things at once. Combine merging data with aggregating data in one step. We're going to use two functions to do this, VLOOKUP and query. The inner function is query. That's going to transform the data that need to be added into some structure that's more easy to merge, and then the second function will be VLOOK, and that'll do the merging for us. So here's the problem. We have one data set with unique identifiers, names, and age. And we have another data set with names and duplicates of these names. So you see John is in here a couple of times, Tammy is in here, Barbara. There's some duplicates and some non-duplicates, and then a score. And what we want to do is bring the score, combine the score with these original data. The first question you have to ask is, well, how are you going to do with duplicates? Well, it depends what you're wanting to do, but in many cases, it involves applying some mathematical function like averaging to these data, where we would take the average of these two values, combine them, and bring them over that average value and insert it into this cell here. We'd like to do this all automatically, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take the average of these values and bring them in here, and we're going to do it all automatically. We're not going to have to calculate it and paste it and do this in multiple steps. Now, you have to type the outer function first, and the outer function is VLOOKUP, which we've used before. I show in another video. And the first argument in VLOOKUP, if you don't remember, is the actual key, linking key, or the search key that you're wanting to use. In this case, it will be this name. But the second argument is actually not the range, just the range, but it's actually going to be the output of an SQL query done inside Google Sheets. So we'll write query, and once we've got query, we will select the data that make up that query. Then we're going to actually write the query itself. So in double quotes, we write the following: select H, this column here, so we want to return this column, and we also want to take the average of values of the next column, column I, and group them by column H. What this query is saying is pull these data out, take the average of each unique name, so when there's more than one value, take the average of it, and create a new table that will be smaller than this one because we're aggregating these data. It's going to be smaller. Now we know that that data will have two columns in it. We want the second column to be the one that's returned, that's brought back to the merging step, this outer function. So this outer function needs data, and we're telling it which data it's going to be merging in by indicating it with this 2 here. So this is going to mean the second column that is the output of this function call here, and that will be this value, the average I value. We want to return that. And then the last argument is false because we have data here that are not in alphabetical order. So if we press this, we get an error. What's the error here? Oh, we've got this should be here. There we go. All right. Had the bracket in the wrong place. All right, there we go. So now this is our output. This is merged in from these data set, but it's actually merging in the aggregated result. We could have done this in 2 steps, but by doing it in 1 step like this, it's nice and easy. And what we do is just drag it down, and we get the averaged merged value, the average values of this table brought into this one in the following way. You can verify it yourself to see that this is in fact valid. And you can just think of how this could be a real time saver on occasion, because you're not having, whether you're doing it in 2 steps or 1, frankly, it can be a huge time saver. But doing it in 1 step makes it really, really clean, so you don't have a lot of extra data. And of course, you could have done this with a data set that was in a different sheet. You could have had these data in another sheet, and that would have worked just as well, provided you had the syntax right. So there you go. That's a merge and aggregation in 1 step, and it can be a way to save time if you ever have to work data into a form that requires the combining of data sets where one of the data sets has duplicate values, so duplicate keys here. And there's a way that you need to merge the 2 data sets somehow. All right, that's all for today. Bye.